is over and done. Oh yeah, I wish you were here. Now you have gone and left me with your son, and I'm all alone. Left me with your son, and I'm all alone. You've left me with your son, and I'm all alone.
Righty, we have Kath Murph on the line with us tonight. Kath, how are you?
I'm alright, how are you?
I'm marvellous, thank you. A little bit tired than I probably should be like. It's been a bit of a long weekend.
Yeah.
Now, we all know, Kath, you put a lot of hours into the Lomax, didn't you? And you've made lots of efforts to save it from closing down and stuff. I guess you kind of feel a bit lost without it now.
Yeah, it's very, very strange. Like, obviously being there for 3 years, like, and for it to suddenly shut down the way it did and in the circumstances, very, very strange to sort of not have that to go back to anymore. But we made all the efforts we did, and obviously it was never meant to pull through, but it's not going to be the end of Lomax. There is hope for in a few years' time.
Oh, so it is still on the cards that it's possible to reopen under the same name?
Potentially. Well, the company's gone at the moment, but it's not to say that Lomax won't be revived in a few years under the same name when things get better.
I see. I mean, I'm pretty new on this game, but how many years did you put in at the Lomax? I mean, I played the Lomax myself and things in the past.
Yeah, I did 3. Well, Lomax would have been open for 5 years this November, just gone. And I was there for like 3 or 4 years out of it.
Oh, so pretty much started with it?
Well, it was very different when I first went there and things like that, and then it sort of picked up onto the live music scene and things like that. But it was all down to the work of the heads. Like, they were the ones who created it and built it up to what it was. I just sort of jumped in at the end and helped out a bit.
I see. Now, you've relocated yourself, haven't you, to another live music venue, the Magnet.
Yeah.
How are they treating you over there? You enjoying it?
Yeah, everyone's dead lovely. Like, being given the opportunity by Adam and Moz, who sort of are trying to change it into a bit more of a live music venue away from the club nights and things like that. Obviously, they're still going to keep the club nights, but it's just because there is a pretty big gap in the scene at the moment. We need somewhere for, undiscovered live bands to go to.
Of course we do, yeah. They're falling like flies at the minute, these venues, aren't they?
Exactly, so obviously somewhere with such a reputation and things like that, and they have got a bit more standing.
Yes.
Hopefully we can do something with it. From the first 2 gigs I've redone at Low Flying, the reaction has been more than what we could have ever expected. Like,
yeah, that was.
So fingers crossed.
That was what I was thinking. I remember seeing a post about you wanting to get out of the business altogether at one point. I think after the Lomax and what happened with all that, you think you just got a bit stressed with it all, didn't you? But
yeah, it was just so much, and I think everyone snaps once in a while.
Of course they do, yeah. But then I've seen a recent post about a new project you've got behind called Low Flying, which, as far as I can tell, is yourself hoping to create some kind of network of people sort of fighting for the live music scene in Liverpool.
Yeah, well, Low Flying was something I did in college about 4 or 5 years ago, and something started off by a guy called Tony Carter, who was my college tutor.
Right.
And there wasn't many people on the course really interested in doing live music or anything. And so it was just something that picked up from there and things like that. Obviously, he dropped it and didn't really have time to be involved, so I sort of carried it on. And then obviously going to Lomax and stuff, I didn't have much time for it, but now definitely pulling it all together. To be, obviously with the music scene being so fragmented at the moment, and so many debates about, is the Liverpool scene crap, is it good? It's just something to pull promoters, bands and artists together to make it more profitable for everyone involved.
I think it's just badly organised, because I do the radio show, and you've seen what my charts are like on there. It's ram-packed with absolutely brilliant stuff. So we've got the musicians. That's not an issue, is it? I think what we need personally is more venues. I think that's the big problem here.
Exactly, and there's such a wide range of potential venues and things like that, but there's nothing really going on apart from, say, Maguire's, and obviously Magnet's going to be happening, and places like Constellations, and yeah, there's definitely a lot of potential there at the moment, but it's just getting up and running.
Well, I see a lot of posts from a lot of people saying, why are all these bands, skipping Liverpool and not playing dates in Liverpool? But I personally don't think we've got anywhere to host them. There's nowhere sort of... You're okay to take your first steps in the Zanzibar, the Magnets, Maguire's, as you say. But once you've established yourself as a big band on the circuit, what's next? Where do you go? I mean, you can go to District, I suppose.
Exactly, District is the right size and things like that, but they're not open permanently, so people aren't just like walking down there just to see what's going on, because it's barely ever open that much as it is an awesome venue. That's why with Magnet we're sort of trying to regulate what's on so people can just rock up the same way they did at Lomax and know what's going on. But with the whole touring band situation, it seems like because there's so many people turning up to gigs and stuff, and there's not that many people there and things like that, and people are publicly slating the scene even though it's not that as dire as what people are making it out to be. There's people like big touring artists are just skipping it off because there's not that many people turning up to shows or getting off the backside and going out to see shows, and it's all on internet forums and online internet warriors saying that there's such a problem. But if people continue to do that online and stuff and not actually go out and do anything, it's completely pointless.
I think it's a big deal of it is just a part of the town we're living in, unfortunately, isn't it? With
exactly. Obviously,
social media.
There's a lot of money situations and things like that. But,
I think this year we'll see a bit of a kick up the arse, to be honest, because myself, you've always been active on the scene, but I see a lot of people stepping up at the moment, you know what I mean? Because I think there's a lot of people really fed up with it.
Exactly.
Before...
It's kind of nice to see people even just discussing it. Like on Liverpool Bands the past 2 weeks, the Liverpool Bands Facebook page, there's been quite a few heated discussions between various people who are established on the scene, so to say. And it's just good to see people getting themselves worked up and, actually talking about it and trying to do something, which is what we're trying to do at Lifeline.
Well, I think the first step is just being honest with what we've got, isn't it? It's not perfect.
Yeah.
It's not perfect. We've got, I think personally we've got some of the best musicians in the country at the minute. But,
yeah, we definitely do.
But we haven't got the best circuit at the minute. We've got problems going on.
Exactly.
And that's what we need to address. But, obviously, that's what you're trying to address. That's what I'm trying to address. That's what we're all trying to address. But it seems like there's a lot more people actually waking up to it now. And rather than sitting in the background and whinging about it, actually doing something about it,
Yeah.
How did the opening night go, by the way? Unfortunately, I couldn't clone myself, so I couldn't get down that night.
Oh, the whole lineup and stuff was basically just people turn around saying to me, these are the bands you want for it. And I give them a listen online and stuff, and nothing would ever was prepared me for how good that opening night was. It was the amount of people that turned up just to support the cause, not even for the bands. It was the quality of the band was absolutely outstanding. Lilium and Indigo Moon absolutely blew it out of the park. Boston Shakers, who are going to be one of the bands who do make it out of Liverpool this year,
Big time,
I'd be willing to put money on it.
Yes, they are brilliant. I went to see them in the Zanzibar recently, and I've had them on the show for a while, Boston Shakers. But I thought to myself, how are they going to pull this off live? I'm interested to see how this is going to work live, and you know what? They absolutely smashed it.
It's completely different live. It's the whole... it's really different. Some bands can be awesome live, and then not that good recording. And then recording-wise, they can be awesome, and then just not bring it to the stage. But there's bands like that who can do both.
Yeah, that's what I thought, yeah. The frontman especially, I thought he just totally smashed it.
Yeah.
But
they've all got... because they're so individual with what they do, and it's just something, completely fresh that's going to sort of jump out and get people's attention.
Yeah, that's what impressed me about them. I like it, because I get so much music sent to me, and it's like, yeah, the Beatles again, yeah, Oasis again.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, you know all about that yourself, won't you? But I thought that's refreshing. You know what I mean? Killer Floor's another one. I thought that was quite refreshing.
True.
There's lots of bands trying different angles now, isn't there? So they should be. I think as well, because we are a city heavily influenced by the Beatles. We're heavily influenced by Oasis. I think sometimes it can bore people to tears, to be honest with you. You know,
tell me about it.
When you're going out to watch a band and you sat in the Magnet or the Zanzibar and you've just gone there with your mate and fucking hell, here we go again, another Oasis tribute band. So yeah, it's nice to see people doing a little bit different. So what was it that gave you such an appetite anyway for helping musicians throughout their bill? Are you a musician yourself? Do you have any background as a musician?
Technically, no. I just did writing a few songs for a few friends and stuff, but I haven't got the confidence or, the capability to play anymore. I'm not that type of person.
What was it that made you get into music? Was it just being in the Lomax and being surrounded by people musically?
No, it started out as something when I was in sixth form and stuff. And I was doing all chemistry and science and stuff and doing really well in them, but I didn't enjoy it. And it was just, I started putting gigs on and stuff with friends, fans who wanted a hand and things like that. And then I sort of dropped out to sixth form to realise I could do gigs off their own back. And obviously family weren't very happy with me dropping out to sixth form to pursue a different career, but it worked out for the better.
I was going to say to you, now I know the Lomax was always a place that was, it was always kind of against pay to play and that, wasn't it? But
yeah, definitely.
What is your opinion on pay to play? I mean, I get mixed opinions from different bands. Some bands say to me, they're ripping bands off, and then on the other hand, they'll turn around and say, well, if the venue doesn't make any money because of nobody turning up, then these places will start shutting down. What do you think about that?
Nah, do not agree with that whatsoever. Obviously, from working on a bar and also doing the promoting side of things, so the bands do the majority of the work. The promoter themselves basically just do 10-20 minutes of work a day, booking a few bands in and stuff. And for them to take such a massive majority of the money, obviously, yes, sound text and venue costing need to be paid. But for pay to play, it's just extortionate. The bands do the majority of the work. They're the ones who've got to pay for studio equipment, travel, everything like that. Obviously. But then there is ways of budgeting it, so you still get a profit as a promoter. The venue still get a cut of whatever comes through the door, but for pay to play, it's just wrong. It's extortionate, and it's stealing, basically.
Well, I mean, as a musician myself, I've always thought, I wouldn't do pay to play. I'm totally against it myself. I just think, at the end of the day, you're bringing entertainment into their venue.
Exactly, you're the one who's bringing all the punters through the door to buy, all the guests are the ones buying the beer. The venue shouldn't really take a cut from that.
No, I agree.
They should take a cut, obviously, to cover costings, but what they make on the bar is going to be a hell of a lot more than what you ever make on the doors.
Of course it is, yeah. Well, that's what I was thinking. I think that's what the success of the Lomax, wasn't it? You just had you just had so many bands playing there. It was just a place you didn't have to buy tickets, didn't have to think about it, did you? You just turned up and you knew there was going to be live music on.
Exactly.
And you just go there for the bevy.
There's live music there. Yeah, you go there for a drink and a good time, for the community feel and the atmosphere. And all you have to do is pay a couple of quid on the door, and you knew that was going into the band's back pocket, not to some promoter.
Yeah, I totally agree with it. So who would you say is your favourite band on the circuit at the moment, Kath?
Oh,
who's doing it for you?
I'm going to get beat up for this. I'm sure people will probably pass me bribes to be able to say this type of thing.
All right, I'll tell you what. I'll give you a choice of 3 to keep it a bit fairer.
Okay. Crap. Well, the ones who are really, really making it at the moment are going to be Clean Cut Kid and Boston Shakers, just for what